So I've got two smartphone charging solutions here from BENKS. We've got the Infinity 3-in-1 wireless charger stand, and we've got the MagClap JuiceStand 5-in-1 power bank. Both are really cool solutions for your iPhone or Android device, in that this one will charge it like a nightstand along with your Apple AirPods and an Apple Watch, whereas this one will do just the same but more in a kind of travel environment. It's a solution I use a lot when I go traveling. And as soon as I saw this particular product, it ticks all the boxes. So I'm really hoping that this will be a great solution for travel too. So I'll be going through both of these products in this video, showing you what comes inside and giving it a quick test with my first initial impressions. Okay, so let's kick off with the Infinity 3-in-1 wireless charger stand from BENKS. It charges both your iPhone, iPods and Apple Watch together simultaneously, either on a nightstand or on a desktop surface. It comes in two colors, black and white. It offers 15 watts of charging to the magnetic phone attachment there. 4.5 watts just for iPhone apparently. 5 watts for the earphones and 3 watts for the Apple Watch. Okay, let's check out what comes inside the box. Okay, so here's what you get inside the box. You get a USB-C to C charging cable. Doesn't come with a power brick, so you're going to have to supply that yourself or connect it to a computer USB-C port. It's about 1 meter in length, so plenty there to get at least to a computer, maybe a little bit too short to get it to a wall adapter that's down near your skirting boards. So do bear that in mind on where you might actually place this particular stand, either on a nightstand or on your desktop surface. You have the charging station itself, a short little manual to tell how to connect everything up and what the various charging plates will do, and there's a quality control sticker there to let you know that it's all been well tested before it's left the manufacturer. Taking a quick look then over the charging station. As I said earlier, it comes in white and black. I think the white is quite a nice solution for a nightstand because it is going to be permanently sitting there. It's not really going to show up dust as much as a black one would do. Now, unlike some cheaper charging stations, it all comes through one USB port that's at the back there. Underneath, there's some small little pads there to stop it from sliding around your table surface. A small little indentation hole section there for your Apple AirPods to charge from. You have the 3-watt Apple Watch charger on the protruding side on the right hand side there. BENKS branding, small little silver metal column there, it's not plastic, and then you've got the charging plate at the top there which does pivot vertically. That's as far as it goes, all the way down to that far, so around about 45-degree kind of range basically. And obviously it's high enough to go portrait as well as landscape, so you can take advantage of the nightstand mode as well. Up at the front there you've got a illumination light. I don't see any buttons here to turn that light off. This is the big burden of lots of nightstands for me. The light is always too bright for me. There is no sideways tilt, unfortunately. That would have been nice to be able to angle it slightly towards you perhaps, whilst keeping everything facing forward. But overall, quite a nice stand. It does take up quite a fairly small footprint considering it's charging 3 individual devices. And it's got a good weight to it, so hopefully once you take the phone off the actual stand itself, it's not going to take the whole entire station along with it as well. Okay, so let's get this powered up and connected, and let's see how well it connects and charges all the devices. Right, so we've got everything here ready to go. We've got our Apple AirPods Pro Gen 2, Apple Watch 5 Series, rather old, and we've got our iPhone 15 Pro. We've got the thing connected to a 30-watt wall charger. It had no problem reaching to the wall adapter to this particular desk, so that 1 meter length is definitely, we've got lots of slack there to play with too, so I don't think there's going to be much of a problem unless your wall socket is really far away. So we're going to go ahead then with attaching the Apple AirPods, which sits there and starts charging perfectly there. We're going with the Apple Watch. That now starts charging, so that's now charging perfectly nicely. The Apple Watch does sit in there nicely. It's not heavy enough to slip down, so it's the lip there is hovering above the actual stand, which is nice to see, especially if you've got the Apple Watch Ultra, for example, which is a little bit thicker. It should accommodate that too. And also if you've got quite a thick band or strap on the watch too, so obviously it's going to accommodate that with its height. And then we're going to go in with the iPhone. That charges with the animation, so that's really nice to see. Now I am now seeing there is some slight movement because I noticed that it's slightly off center, but you can see there it's not majorly adjustable but there's some adjustment there which is better than none really. So you can have that facing towards you. The light on the front there, I don't know if you can see it, it goes green whilst everything is charging. There's no particular charging status. If I take everything off and give it a second, the light does go out, so it's basically off or green. Basically that's what's going to happen. We're going to go in with the phone, go in with the AirPods, go in with the Apple Watch, all sitting there nicely tucked away. There's a slight sort of shine on the lower side which gives it a little bit of a nice accent, and generally I think that's really, really nice. So let's see if we can just pull this. If we put it slowly, it's definitely going to take the whole stand with it. It's not heavy enough for that. If you rock it from side to side, you do move it a little bit. If you rock it back, it's going to basically move the whole entire back with it, and it's obviously going to tilt the whole thing. So yes, it's going to grip your phone. Obviously you can have it in a landscape environment as well for the nightstand mode, like so. So there's plenty of space underneath there if you've got a larger phone like the iPhone Max, and it will come in front of the Apple AirPods as well, so that those Apple AirPods aren't going to get in the way too much. For me, sleeping on the right hand side of the bed, I do use the nightstand mode that comes up when you have the phone landscape with its various times that you can actually choose from, which goes red at night, which is really, really good to see. This light hopefully might go off after a while, but if it doesn't, I'll see how illuminating that green light actually is once I've tested this out as a nightstand for a couple of nights. Okay, so this Infinity 3-in-1 wireless stand from BENKS retails for $39.99 from their store directly. And I'll leave a link down to this down below so you can learn more about its stand, support the channel and buy yourself one. Overall, it's a really nice aesthetic stand, which keeps everything all nice and contained in a very similar or small footprint, with some adjustment for the phone, which is nice to see. Would have liked some more horizontal adjustment, but I have no problems with the Apple AirPod location and the Apple Watch location either. They're really nicely positioned. And I would have liked to have seen a manual control to turn that light off during the night. So check out my comments down below if I have any issues later on that I encounter. But other than that, it's a very nice stand from BENKS here. Okay, next up we've got the MagClap wireless charging 5-in-1 stand and power bank. This is a 10,000 mAh power bank that acts as a kind of wireless charging stand whilst out and about, or you could just use it on your desk and you've got a nice power bank to take with you should you go traveling. So not only is this a 10,000 mAh power bank to power a multitude of other devices, there's a discrete section on the stand to not only charge your phone wirelessly via a magnetic plate, it will charge your AirPods and it will also charge your phone from that power bank. So you don't have to worry about any wall adapters or anything like that. As long as that power bank is charged, it's going to charge all those devices overnight with plenty to spare for the following day. And it all packs down nice and neatly for travel purposes, or if you were to take it out around town where you're traveling, you've got a nice power bank there to keep your devices charged up too. Now my solution when I go traveling is a 10,000 mAh power brick, and at night I plug this little Apple Watch adapter on the end, charge my watch overnight, and then I've got my phone charging from the wireless pad here. So I've got all my devices charged up in the morning. You've got this nice and compact little setup near you should you wish to use it as a nightstand, for example, as well. Now this has served me very well. The bank is quite heavy. Even though it's doable, you've got to carry lots of additional accessories. Now with this product, it is definitely a lot better. It keeps it all into one solution with a lot of additional value adds too, which we're going to go in later. Okay, so first let's check out what comes inside the box. Okay, so here's what you get inside the box. You get a small little user manual that tells you just the general functionality of the charger. You get a small little quick start guide on how to attach your phone to the magnet of the charger. You get the charger itself and also an iron ring positioning tool, but there is no iron ring that comes with this particular setup, unfortunately. And finally, you've got a quality control pass certificate to let you know that everything's all been checked once it's left the factory. Okay, so looking at the 5-in-1 power bank, it feels a little bit lighter than my solution. Yeah, and obviously it's a lot smaller packed as well, so that's going to be even better for travel. Thickness wise, it is a little bit thicker, but considering what it's going to be doing, that's a little bit more acceptable as well. You've got an LED display that tells you how much charge the actual battery bank currently has. USB A and C ports. USB-C is input and output, so you can actually charge an additional device from this as well as charging your phone Apple AirPods and Apple Watch. And you've got USB out too, should you have any legacy or older USB charging devices that don't operate under USB-C. Nothing else is around the sides here apart from a power button. So I'll just put that on for now. You can see that it is 76% charged, and this little green indicator there will also help you tell you if it's actually doing like power delivery option, which is obviously a faster charge from these ports. 2 presses will turn off the battery charging and shut down the pack, so you don't have to worry about it staying on indefinitely. Underneath we've got small little rubber feet to stop the actual stand from moving on the table surface, and you'll get 20 watts out of the USB-C and 18 watts out of the USB-A, so you've got quick charging there. Up to 15 watts from the wireless output, and it'll take up to 18 watts of charging input when you're charging that battery bank back up. Over on the top side, you've got BENKS branding, some little indentations here. An indentation here so you can actually lift the actual stand up. This is a nice metal stand, it's not plastic, so that's going to be nice and rigid. That's as far as it goes backwards. There's some sort of tilt there, so you can actually tilt the phone for a number of angles. A central alignment line, the magnetic surface. A small rubberized pad, so it's not going to be so loud when you place the phone onto it. And over on the back here, you've got the Apple AirPods point to charge it from. Here is obviously another charging. You can actually either charge your watch. If it doesn't have a looped band, you can lay it flat across this, or you can angle it upwards and actually have the Apple Watch front and center at the front of the thing, and it will obviously, it's landscape, so it's going to use the orientation for the nightstand mode. So if I press the power button on the side here, it should fire up and charge the watch. There it goes, and that's now charging, which is nice to see. And if I put it down and have it more vertical, it will go into the nightstand mode, which is really nice to see as well. Following on with our iPods, that's now charging on the back there, and there's plenty of room here for your phone to snap onto. And you've got the animation there being fired from the NFC chip inside, and you've got plenty of room there, you can see, for the iPhone Max without it touching the Apple Watch. Obviously you can fire up on landscape as well to give you that nightstand mode at the top there, so you can either use your watch or your phone during at night, and you're going to get that nice side desktop clock kind of interface that will go red whilst you're sleeping at night. Now I'm not seeing any lights showing up around at least the front, but obviously it will continue to show the charging state on the side there. And you've got some illumination icons there, which is quite a nice touch to let you know what device is actually charging on the actual stand currently, all lit up in green. So that's 3 devices currently charging from the battery bank currently. So if you were to be traveling and you're nowhere near a wall outlet near your bed, for example, or a desk, you know that this is going to charge absolutely everything from the power bank as long as it's got fully charged as well. Now you could choose to power the adapter at the same time. It would charge from USB-C only. You've got to think the USB-A is just output, and obviously everything is now charging from that connection. So you could in theory just use this as your home nightstand, and you can just simply disconnect it and take it traveling with you, knowing that the experience is going to be exactly the same beside your bed or desktop surface. And whilst that's charging, you can see that the numbers are flashing to let you know that the whole battery pack is being recharged back up alongside all your devices that are currently being powered and charged as well. So you could theoretically reuse that USB-C port and charge something else like an iPad at the same time from the battery bank, or you can use a USB-A cable, plug that into the USB-A port, and then you can use that additional cable to power your partner's phone, for example, all while being either powered from a wall outlet into the USB-C port, or you could use that USB-C port to then charge an iPad at the same time. So let's test this to the max then. We've got our iPad 11-inch Pro here, and we're going to take out the power source out the back. Then we're going to connect up the iPad to the USB output port at the same time. And then we have it. So you can see here we've got the iPad charging, you've got the Apple AirPods case being charged along with the AirPods, we've got the watch charging, and we've got the phone charging, as well as the Android on our side, which is also being charged, all from that power bank, which is obviously going to drain that power bank immensely with all these devices being charged, but it's really good to know that it can handle this level of charging from this battery pack that's inside the stand here. So happy with that. Definitely a very versatile stand and mount. So there you go, 5 devices all charging at once from that battery bank. So that's iPhone wirelessly charging, no problem. And we can try an Android wireless charger here. That's now kicked in and charging straight away. We can fire up the Amperes app just to see what it's actually doing. It's getting up to about 700 milliamps now at 70% charge of the Android at the moment. Not quite sure what that means, but I'm sure you're technical-minded charging bods out there that are going to tell me what that actually means. Okay, so due to the thickness of the stand, it's a little bit difficult to take the actual phone off without taking the stand along with it. So it is definitely a two-handed operation. You can kind of snap it off, but it will move the whole stand along with it. The iPhone is going to be just pretty much the same. It will take the stand with it, but you can possibly twist it or lift it upwards to take the whole thing off without rocking the stand off too much. And then when you're ready to travel or get going to another location, pop that down and then you're good to go to your next destination or travel home with. So the MagClap JuiceStand 5-in-1 power bank retails for $55.99 or £44.99 from the BENKS store directly. And I'll leave links down below so you can learn more about this portable stand, support the channel, and buy yourself one. Considering I purchased this device for just nearly £80 for a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, although it does do much faster charging, if you're only using it for a nightstand purposes or just to charge your phone, Apple AirPods and Apple Watches, then this 20 watts or 7.5 watts is perfectly for overnight charging. But at this speed, it's not really going to charge up a laptop, for example, or anything like that. So it really is a good solution for a travel nightstand where a wall outlet is very far away and you actually do want all your devices to be near to you. It's light in weight. It's got a good color to it. It only sells in white. Unfortunately, you can't get a black one, but it's a solid build. It's a nice lightweight material. It's a good enough pocketable size. 10,000 milliamp hours is definitely going to give you enough charging cycles for a number of devices should you find yourself caught out without a wall outlet nearby. And it also serves as a good power bank when you're out and about exploring the area that you've traveled to, with a very good amount of juice in this power bank as backup as well. So overall, a great pair of products from BENKS here. You've got a more permanent nightstand solution with the Infinity 3-in-1 charging stand. And then you've got a nice, not only home, we also got a really good portable charging stand solution should you be traveling with all your devices as well. So great portable solution for travel and a great solution for charging all these same devices on a desktop surface or nightstand. I'll be using these devices over the coming weeks and months, especially for travel next month. So if I encounter any issues with either of these products, I'll let you know in a pinned comment down below. All right, thanks for watching and I hope you found this video helpful. If it has, give us a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below if there are any questions about either of these charging products from BENKS. You can support the channel by sending us a super thanks along with your comment or question. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.